The increase in base recombination of a BJT will increase. Options are option A, common emitter DC current gain beta, option B, breakdown voltage BVCEO, C, the unity gain cutoff frequency FT, D, the transconductance gain. Correct option is the breakdown voltage BVCEO, because the power rating, maximum power that can handle by the BJT equal to ICEO into BVCEO. BVCEO is the breakdown voltage, that is voltage that is applied between emitter and collector with the base open condition, and ICEO is the reverse saturation current flowing from collector to emitter with the base open condition. As base recombination increases, that will decrease ICEO. Base recombination increases because of two reasons. One, doping concentration in base increases or width of the base increases. In both cases, minority carrier current or leakage current ICBO decreases. A corresponding decrease in ICEO can also be observed. So when base recombination increases, ICEO decreases. That means for a given power rating, if this is a given value, power rating, as ICEO increases, BVCEO increases, so that the product will be a constant value. As far as other options are concerned, if we consider beta equal to IC by IB. As a recombination in base increases, IB increases, so beta decreases. In this case, transconductance GM is equal to IC by VT. VT is a constant value. As recombination in base increases, IC decreases, therefore GM decreases. FT, that is unity gain cutoff frequency FT, is proportional to GM. So when recombination at the base increases, GM decreases and FT decreases. So only one quantity that increases with increase in base recombination is the breakdown voltage. So correct option is option B. NPN transistors are preferred to PNP transistors for options are A, easy to use in positive supply rail, B, a wide range of operating temperature, option C, higher switching speed, option D, none of the above. And the answer for this question is higher switching speed. Option C is the correct option. So NPN transistors are preferred to PNP transistors because of their higher switching speed. Next question. The transistor is a dash device. Transistor is a bipolar device. BJT stands for bipolar junction transistor. So bipolar means the current in transistor is due to both electrons, free electrons and holes. Unipolar means the current in such devices is due to only by one type of charge carrier, that is majority carrier. In FET, we have one type of charge carrier that constitute current in FET. So FET is a unipolar device. Next question, the negative feedback in amplifiers. Negative feedback in amplifiers improves signal to noise ratio at the output. Signal to noise ratio will be improved at the output by negative feedback. So correct option is option B. Let us discuss amplifier circuit with gain A1. Here we have noise source N of T with the high gain amplifier A2, and we have a beta network, input signal S of T. Feedback network gain is denoted as beta. The output voltage V out contains signal part Vi, V naught of signal part plus V naught of N. How will you find V naught of S? The signal component at the output. V naught of S will be obtained by putting N of T, noise, equal to 0. So that will be equal to A1 A2 divided by 1 plus A1 A2 into beta. Noise component will be obtained as V naught of N, noise part at the output, is equal to A2 divided by 1 plus A1 A2 beta. So signal to noise ratio will be equal to A2 divided by 1 plus A1 A2 beta all divided by A1 A2 divided by 1 plus A1 A2 beta. Thus, signal to noise ratio at the output will be 1 by A1. Output will be 1 by A1 times signal to noise ratio at the input. Signal to noise ratio at the output will be 1 by A. A1 is gain. It will be much greater than unity. So signal to noise ratio at the output will be much less than signal to noise ratio at input. So correct option is, using feedback circuit we can improve signal to noise ratio at the output. In a common emitter amplifier, the unbypassed emitter resistance provides. In a CE amplifier with unbypassed emitter resistance RE, RC, we are using a voltage divider bias circuit. Now the voltage across RE, that is equal to IC into IE into RE. This IC will be approximately equal to IE. So the voltage produced here will decrease the base emitter voltage VBE. Therefore, it is a negative voltage feedback. So output voltage, a portion of output voltage is fed back to input. This output feedback voltage will be proportional to output current. So it is current series feedback or a negative voltage feedback. Here we have a simple question to find the base current. The question is, a transistor of beta equal to 45 is connected in common emitter configuration, CE configuration. For a collector current of 1 milliampere, the base current IB equal to IC by beta, because beta equal to IC by IB. So IC equal to 1 milliampere divided by 45. So IB will be 1 by 45. So correct option is option D. Next question. Identify the wrong statement regarding the Miller capacitance of CE amplifier. Option A, it increases the input capacitance. Option B, it decreases input capacitance. Option C, it decreases the gain at high frequencies. Option D, it increases the level of output capacitance. Correct option is option B. The wrong statement is it decreases the input capacitance. Miller capacitor, Miller effect is like this. We have an amplifier with a V1 as input voltage and V2 as output voltage and an impedance Z that connects these two input and output. Let Z be the impedance. V2 equal to A into V1, then this circuit can be equivalently represented like this. Here we have V1 and Z input side, another impedance Z, output impedance V2 equal to A V1. The value of ZI, Miller impedance, will be equal to Z divided by 1 minus A. Z divided by 1 minus A. A equal to V2 by V1. A equal to V2 by V1. Similarly, Z naught will be equal to Z by 1 minus 1 by A. Z naught equal to Z by 1 minus 1 by A. So this is equivalent impedance representation for impedance that connect between input and output of an amplifier. So using this Miller effect, in the case of BJT at high frequencies, BJT equivalent circuit at high frequencies as an equivalent circuit like this, where R pi dash equal to RS RB parallel R pi, RL dash equal to RL parallel RC parallel R naught. This capacitor C mu is the capacitance between base and collector terminal. Emitter terminal is grounded. So capacitance between base and collector terminal is C mu. So this capacitance can be equivalently written. In input side it will be equal to C mu into 1 plus Gm into RL dash, because voltage gain in this case, voltage gain V0 by V pi will be equal to minus Gm into RL dash. If it is a capacitor, then using the formula Z by is 1 minus Ca. In the case of capacitor, it will be 1 minus A times C. So my A is equal to minus Gm into RL. Similarly, there will be an output capacitance value that is equal to C mu into 1 plus 1 by Gm into RL dash. So this capacitor can be equivalently represented by Cm here and C0 here. This capacitor, when parallel with the C pi, increases input capacitance. So the correct option or the wrong statement regarding the Miller capacitance is it decreases the input capacitance. Which filters are used to block the 50 Hz hum produced by AC mains in amplifier? The AC mains produce a hum of 50 Hz in amplifiers. In order to eliminate 50 Hz hum in amplifier, we will use a band stop filter. Band stop filter is also called a notch filter. So notch filter is having frequency response like this. It passes all frequency except a limiter range of frequency centered about this F0 equal to F0 is designed to be equal to 50 Hz. So band stop filter or notch filters are used to remove 50 Hz hum produced by AC mains. Next question, the voltage follower circuits are used for option A current amplification, option B voltage amplification, C to avoid loading effect of source, option D all the above. We know that voltage follower has a gain of voltage gain equal to unity, voltage gain equal to 1. So primary use of voltage follower is to avoid the loading effect of source.